Player Profiler Nation, welcome to the latest episode of Mock Draft Live. I'm your boy Matty Kiwoom, and I'm joined not by my trade god brethren tonight, but my mock draft brethren tonight. Jason Allwine, what's going on, Jay?
I'm a little hurt. We're not always trade god brethren. Only on Thursday nights are we trade god brethren.
Yeah, we have to do on Thursday nights when the TG logo's up. We always brethren. But what kind of brethren? We have to label it accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's a good point.
What we got to do. You excited about this rookie mock or what? We're doing a Superflex, 2 rounds, full point PPR, no tight end premium. Okay, we are going to get it cooking. Jay, are you ready to just get right into the picks or what?
Yeah, man. I'm really excited. And I'm glad that I'm with you, to be honest. I know you've done a few of these now. And you kind of help me out. I mean, for the audience, I'm a little new to this rookie class, to be honest. I'm researching as much as I can, but I'm not as far in as you are, as I assume. You've done plenty of these with our man Cody, who I see here in the chat watching. I'm excited.
Cody's in the chat. You know what? Cody, whoa. I do miss you, brother. I do miss mocking you. We got that Uncle Shannon and Skip Bayless thing going on where I just dominate you in mock drafts, but it's okay. It's okay. Today is going to be me and Jason's turn, and we'll see if we can throw out some good takes here. Let's just dive right in. Okay, so I've been gracious enough to give my man Jason the 101. So this is Superflex, full point PPR, no tight end premium. We're going 2 rounds deep. So why don't we pull up this draft board, baby? It is go time. So Jason's picks will be in yellow. Mine will be in that beautiful burnt orange. Speaking of the burnt orange and blue, you saw someone wearing an Aaron Hernandez jersey in 2023 in public tonight. That is insanity.
It's actually very true. I'll pull it up and see if I can. I got a picture of it because I asked the guy if I could take a picture of it. For the audience, I play in a Sunday soccer league, and we went out to a bar a couple hours ago. And this guy, we were offered a free pitcher from the bar, and they were like, I mean, we obviously didn't want to drink it, and I knew I had to be here tonight, so I gave it to this table next to us, and the dude was rocking an Aaron Hernandez jersey, completely coincidental. Like, he was covering it with a jacket. I gave him the picture, and they're just like, man, believe it or not, I'm wearing an Aaron Hernandez jersey from Florida, and
you said I do not believe you that you're that crazy to wear double homie jersey out in public for PBR night at the bar.
It was like, this guy really, really wears an Aaron Hernandez jersey in public, and I shit you not, he also owns a Ray Rice and OJ Simpson jersey, according out of the words of his own mouth. So it's just a controversial football jersey guy. It is what it is, right?
People do like to collect various kinds of things. Perhaps troubled football players is that guy's forte. Don't know why. Don't know if I would get into that, but hey, to each their own. So, Jason, you are on the clock with the 101 in this Superflex rookie mock PPR. Let's go.
And okay, so I mean, my big question here is like, I'm drafting in the eyes of a dynasty manager, right? Like, this isn't
so there's a number of different. I'm actually glad you bring that up, because when you're mocking, you do want to put yourself in a particular situation. So if you like to go chalk to see how it plays out, that's a good way to just prepare yourself for how a draft board could go if it's chalk. If you want to go crazy, which I've taken that approach multiple times, so you can kind of take your approach. So let's just say you're going whatever you want, whatever's most comfortable to you. But yeah, you are a dynasty manager and you're looking to fill out this roster, and you have the 101, 103, etc., etc.
My gut's telling me to pick CJ Stroud, Matty.
Is that who you're taking?
I think I'm taking CJ Stroud at the 101. We're going to go a mix of chalk and craziness here.
Okay.
I know you're happy with who's left, but this guy really needed a quarterback, this team.
Well, hey, listen, CJ Stroud seems to be at least the betting favorite in the NFL's eyes to go 101 to the Panthers. Right. We just saw them sign Hayden Hurst and Adam Thielen to multi-year deals. Is that an upgrade to the weapons in that core? I don't know. I don't think so, but okay, Superflex, I see where you're going here, getting Stroud. I am going to go ahead and right this ship, and I'm going to take my man, Bijan Robinson. running back from Texas. He's got everything that you need in your running back. He tested well. He ran a 4.47. Some were thinking maybe he may be a little slower in Indianapolis, but nope. He was pretty good here with his testing. 5'11", 215. He's above 85th percentile in both speed score, 40-yard dash. Best comparable player, Marshawn Lynch. You're telling me I can get the beast mode in year one? I'm taking it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Our man Jack Kavanaugh, player profiler today, hosts Matty Kiwoom and Jason Allwine, the safety duo. He ain't wrong, but hey, sometimes safe is the right choice. And I don't know if Jason's was the right choice at the 102, but I sure as shit am happy that Mr. Bijan Robinson was there at 102. So, Jason, you are up, my friend.
Yeah. And like I said, I think this team I'm taking on today, I think this lens right now that I'm taking, it really needs this quarterback. And so I'm taking another shot, man. I'm not letting you get Anthony Richardson.
You're going A-Rich.
I'm going A-Rich.
Fair,
I'm a trade god, man. One of these quarterbacks is being dealt.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so you're saying, okay, it makes sense. So, A-Rich, it's upside. Cody has yelled at me a number of times about making sure that I, draft upside. A-Rich has all the upside in the world. He was the most athletic quarterback to ever test according to our workout metrics. He's a superb athlete, 6'4", 244 pounds, absolute beast, 4.43, but he is a project. So that Josh Allen best comparable player is spot on, because if you can remember when the Bills took Allen, everyone was saying, listen, I don't think you could turn him in anything. He's from Wyoming. He just has a big arm. There's nothing you could do. Well, look at him now, just competing and being a fantasy MVP year in and year out. Cody Carpentier says he's logging out. Stick around, Cody. You want to see what I'm going to do here. Let's go. Get it back in here, Cody.
Come on, Cody.
103, I am actually going to make my man Cody as proud. He's going to be a proud papa here, because I'm sticking to the quarterback position, and I'm going Will Levis, baby. I'm not with the NFL. I'm not with most of the fantasy community that's starting to fade this guy. He came into Indianapolis. He showed off his laser rocket arm. He had the most velocity when they were testing those mile-per-hour arms. He had the best arm, and he was pretty athletic. He came away with an 87th percentile burst score. I don't hate that at all. And when we see that best comparable player, Jay Cutler, I think a lot of people are going to get queasy about that. Don't. Jay Cutler had a rocket arm. Jay Cutler was absolutely fantasy viable. And in Cody's latest mock, he had Will Levis going to the Indianapolis Colts. That is a fantastic landing spot.
Yes.
Will Levis with the Colts, which is absolutely possible, is nasty. Think about Michael Pittman. Who does he kind of remind you of? He's got the same speed, similar size to a Brandon Marshall. Who did Jay Cutler light up them scoreboards with? Brandon Marshall. Will Levis in Indy is a smash spot here at the 104. Listen to Cody. Don't listen to those other jamokes. He's right. Will Levis should absolutely be a top 5 rookie mock pick in your Superflex formats. Jay, you are back on the clock with the 105.
Oh, and I'm so excited. Matty. As you know, there's one player in this rookie class that I have been waiting for years to draft, and he's fallen to me here at the 105, and it makes sense, but it's Jackson Smith-Njigba. I'm a Michigan fan, and watching an Ohio State receiver in Jackson Smith-Njigba has been tantalizing, and I have been waiting for him to hit the NFL so I could draft him, so I could own him in fantasy football, because I genuinely think this guy is going to tear it just completely, just go crazy. Like, I really do. And I think he's going to get a good landing spot. He's going to be a good slot receiver, or at least a guy who commands tons of volume, 99th percentile agility. I know he's not the quickest guy in the world, but his route running is it's just amazing. It's chef's kiss. And I've been waiting for this day for years for him to finally hit the field. I'm going to shout out one of my best friends, Rob Rowlandson, my man, Ohio State fan. We always watch these Michigan-Ohio State games together. I mean, himself has said Jackson Smith-Njigba is his favorite prospect ever, really.
Okay.
And he's been watching Ohio State our entire life. So I love the guy, and I'm just pumped to be able to draft him here.
He didn't run in Indianapolis,
No,
which
he didn't.
caused people to be a little nervous. But then when he came out in the gauntlet and in the routes,
Oh,
he reminded everyone why he's so good. And remember, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, they're in the NFL tearing it up.
they
They
are.
both agree that Jackson Smith and Jigba is the best of the three. And you know what? It could actually work out to his and each of you fantasy managers' benefit if he goes a little bit later than expected. Because that means he's on a better team. He's not going to go to a squad that's so deprived of offense. If he falls into the 20s, he's going to go to a good offense. So I can't blame you there. I am not going quarterback, believe it or not, here at the 106. I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs and getting the second best running back in the class, in my opinion. Is he huge? No, 5'9", 199. If this dude just had 2 or 3 cheeseburgers before weighing in, he would have came in at that 201, 202. People would have lost their mind. They would have been very, very happy. So I'm not going to fret with the 199 because he tested well. 4.36 40, 110 speed score. Both of those are above the 90th percentile. He was great in college. He had a 14.7% target share at Alabama last year. That was 93rd percentile. And what I like about this man's ability was he went from Georgia Tech to a big-time program in the SEC, Alabama, and did not miss a beat. He did not skip a beat at all. He had 926 rushing yards and added 444 receiving yards. Absolutely dominated. Love that. And he's young. He's going to be 21 years of age when he gets in the NFL. I'm liking his draft stock, looking like he's a second, maybe late first, probably going to go in the second, I think. I think that's kind of where it's going to settle. I like Jahmyr Gibbs here. Let me lock up the second best running back in this class. And Jay, you are back on the clock.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like this decision is kind of made for me. We'll see what the career turns into, but I mean, if we're looking at the 107 in a Superflex draft and Bryce Young is staring you in the face, I mean, you've just got to take it, right? Obviously, a little underweight, not the biggest size, everything, but he's still going to be a starting quarterback next season, whether you like it or not. And I mean, I'm just going to take him here, and I'm going to eat my medicine.
He's for sure been the most whatever kind, what do you want to say, back and forth roller coaster ride that I've had. He was the consensus 101 in the NFL draft coming into the process. And he is the type of guy, if there was going to be an outlier at the position, it's a guy like Bryce Young, who was the highest rated prospect going to the University of Alabama in their big program's history. He performed to extraordinary levels but at 5'10", 204, man, it's hard to not be a little nervous. But again, like I said, college QBR was in the 91st percentile. But I don't know, 5'10", he's starting to remind me of Johnny Manziel, his best comparable player. Obviously, not with the off-field issues, but the on-field issues were there as well because you can't just take those hits in the NFL. That's why I went Gibbs over Bryce Young, but falling to the 107, and that's probably not gonna go so well. I mean, that's probably not gonna happen more often than not. People go pretty heavy, but that's okay. Cody's giving up my strategy. Cody, don't put my strategy in the chat, Cody. Come on, man. All right, here we go. With the 107, I am going to go back to wide receiver. Actually, I'm going to take my first wide receiver and take Jordan Addison. I was pretty disappointed with him at the combine. He came in a little light, 5'11", 173. Only ran a 4.49. That's so crazy to say that. He only ran a 4.49. Yeah. But coming in slender, that, the performance he gave throughout all his workout metrics puts him far below average in burst score, speed score, 18th percentile, 37th percentile, respectively. Don't like that, but I do like his production. He broke out at a young age. He was great with Kenny Pickett over in Pittsburgh, flew across the country, joined up with the best quarterback prospect in next year's class, Caleb Williams, and did great. He had 800 receiving yards, and he only played 11 games. He didn't play the full repertoire of games. He would have for sure blown past that 1,000-yard mark had he just fully dove into the season and not necessarily geared up for the draft. So I'm going to take Jordan Addison. Can win at all the levels, smooth route runner. I'm going to take him here in hopes that we have a Slim Reaper 2.0. But man, oh man, I don't like calling every single receiver that you have to take in this draft an outlier. But hey, it's okay. So Jason, you are back on the clock with the 1.09.
Yeah, and I'm feeling something special right now. And this is honestly a player I haven't been super high on. And everyone knows, I just talked about it with Jason Smith and Jigma now. Everyone watching, I'm a Michigan fan. There's a player here who played for Michigan. There's a player here. I'm not going to pick that player solely because they transferred out of Michigan for a reason. They couldn't get the starting time that they wanted. And so I'm taking my ass down Quentin Johnston Street. And it's honestly another player I wasn't crazy impressed with, but his touchdown in the most recent bowl game, which sent CCU to the national championship, I mean, it was pretty spectacular. And we're talking about a guy with 98th percentile burst, 89th percentile breakout age, and 89th percentile college yards per reception. We're talking about Quentin Johnston here. And I don't know if he's going to be a true star at the next level, but I like the ceiling and I like the chance. I like rolling the dice on this guy for sure. And so that's who I'm going to take.
If you've watched these mocks, you know I'm not big on Quentin. I've faded him in most mocks. I think I've only taken him once. It's because, he's tall, he's slender, but he doesn't play big. Is that a bad thing though? No, not necessarily. No. But does that bother you at all that he doesn't play up to that 6'4" frame?
Definitely no. I actually left the I don't know why I can't remember the bowl game. Like I feel stupid not being able to remember the bowl game.
With the semis?
Yeah, the semis. It was the semifinals. That's
all
I need.
Michigan. They beat your team. How do you?
Yes, exactly. I was not impressed outside of that touchdown, and even then, that touchdown was completely a broken play. Should not have even happened. And I know there's another guy on Twitter. I'm going to shout him out. He's not in the Player Profiler Network, but he's a good friend of mine. Dynasty Zoltan FF on Twitter. He wrote a whole thread about Quentin Johnston and how he thinks he's going to disappoint. I do agree, but again, I'm shooting for the ceiling here, and I'm going to take it here at the 109. We're talking about a receiver that does have a lot of burst, that does have good potential, and that will probably command high draft capital. Whether that turns out, I don't know. We're still about a month away from the draft. But do I like the potential? Yes.
So BR in the chat, he says, no way Gibbs should be taken before Young. I hope whoever does that is in my fantasy leagues. Hey, if you want to get a little shrimp QB over the running back 2 in the class, hey, you could do that, BR, to each their own. But, like I said, after making that selection, I understand that probably more often than not, Bryce Young will be selected over the second running back in the class. But, hey, in this mock, he wasn't here at the 110. I am very excited. You could even say I'm filled with joy here, Jason. And you know why? It's because you left my man on the board and went Quentin Johnston and left me with Zay Flowers. Let's go.
No!
Big Zay to the squad. Man. Second quarter, got my second run wide receiver. Let's go. 5'9", beefed up to 182, still ran a 4.42 that put him in the 88th percentile. My man is a Jahan Dotson lookalike. The more and more he tests out, and I absolutely love it. Was he dominant in college? You bet your ass he was. 94th percentile college dominator rating. Did he have a high target share? Could he handle volume at that size? You bet your ass he did. 29.6% college target share, 89th percentile. Absolutely, let's go. And what I like about Zay Flowers, other than watching him play, which is dynamite. He's gotten the Antonio Brown comp, and I know that's lofty, but I don't care, because if you dangled Antonio Brown comps, you're going to get me interested, because that's my favorite receiver of all time. But another thing that I do like about Mr. Flowers was not that he went back his senior year, not even that he didn't take a big NIL deal to go play at a marquee big-time program. What I like about him is that he did go back, and he did have his best season of his damn career. 78 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 12 receiving touchdowns, and played for a team that had basically stick figures and scarecrows for offensive linemen, couldn't protect anything. Quarterback could not shine whatsoever because he was always in a panic because their offensive line couldn't stop nobody. And he still went out there, put up over 1K, and proved that he is absolutely dynamic. And you know what? He's not coming out at 24. He's not doing that whole Cooper Kupp thing. He's 22 years old. He's going to come into his next season's rookie year, be 22 for most of it. So I'm taking Zay Flowers, and I don't care who knows it. Give me Big Zay. Jason, who are you going to go with your last pick in round 1?
It's going to end up being a shock. I'm just honestly pissed that you're taking Zay. That's who I wanted to pick. That's why I left these 3 3 running backs left on the board, man. But Zay Flowers is a guy I've been enamored with, to be honest. I'm not like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm not crazy into this rookie class yet, but I am a guy who can recognize a name that is just a superstar name. And Zay Flowers is just the kind of guy that just like you hear that name and it's like that guy's just gonna be a stud. Like you hear Zay Flowers, and it's like I don't know how you could expect anything different than a guy who's at least going to get 1,000 yards in his rookie season.
Did you get Zay Jones everywhere when he came out?
No, because Jones isn't as good as a last name as Flowers.
That's true.
Right?
Flower power is better for sure.
It is. It just rings true. And I mean, Boston College just reminds me of Matt Ryan. You know, I'm a big Atlanta guy, and so I wanted Flowers. I really did.
Well, you could trade for him if you want. You know, like pony up. Give me the
Can I give you the 111?
Give me A-Rich. I'll give you to him for A-Rich straight up.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll hold.
Well, who are you going to take here at the 111? So maybe if you snipe me here, maybe we could talk big time trade. You give me your 24 first in this pick, and I'll give you Zay.
Just making trades in this imaginary.
We're trade gods. We can't help it.
I'm actually going to be taking Kendre Miller.
Okay, I like that pick a lot.
I'm like I said, I'm not crazy in on Zach Charbonnet, and I do like Roschon Johnson a ton. I'm just hoping you won't take him here at the 112, to be completely honest. But we're talking about a guy who had 1,399 yards and 16 touchdowns last season. And I mean, the year before that, too, not too bad. Only 600 yards, but 12 touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns in only really 12 games. So I think he'll do better at the NFL level than Zach Charbonnet. I don't quite know about Roschon Johnson. I think that they're about the same. You know, we're just, talking about value here. And I think Kendre Miller, I just think he'll end up in a little bit of a better spot. I mean, obviously I can't prove that or anything, but I'm liking Kendre Miller, and maybe I'm just TCU to TCU here, but I mean, he just seems like a good running back to me.
Well, I like Kendre. He definitely has the size. We don't know exactly what his testing will look like, but we can find that out. And you getting both of him and Johnson on your team, tune in on, I believe it's March 30th. If Cody's in the chat, please confirm or deny that. But I'm pretty sure TCU's Pro Day is the 30th of this month. You can see both of your guys work out, see what they do and how they perform. If Kendre Miller can run 4.5 or sub 4.5, I absolutely think he has a 3-down skill set to be somebody who kind of goes at the end of your round one rookie mock, and all of a sudden he's a reliable, startable running back in Dynasty and your fantasy team right away. So definitely a good pick, but I can't help it. I was between Roschon, Kendre, and Charbonnet with this next pick. I am going to go with the number 7th overall player in our rookie rankings, Mr. Zach Charbonnet. He's big, 6 foot, 214. He's 22 years old. Went back for his senior year. Don't love that from the running back, but he's the 4th most athletic. He had the 4th highest athleticism score amongst these running backs coming in this year. His best comparable players, DeMarco Murray. Love that. And when you look at his college target share at 14.5%, that's 93rd percentile. I think he could be one of those guys who looks to go day 3. And if he does get that 3rd or 4th round draft capital, you may not be super excited about him when your rookie draft comes, but once the season kicks off, you're going to like this guy. He's a 70th percentile or better in all 40-yard speed score and burst score, so he can handle the athleticism, and I think he's got the all-around skill set. He reminds me of like a better version of Tyler Algier, and Tyler Algier ran for 1K last year. So I kind of see a similar kind of trajectory, and if he gets that 3rd or 4th round draft capital, he's going to come with a lot more hype than Tyler Algier, who's taken in the 6th or 7th round, if I'm not mistaken. So give me Zach Charbonnet, the 7th player on our board, and that's going to wrap up round number 1. So Jason went first. He went C.J. Stroud. I went second with Bijan Robinson. Jason stuck to quarterback and went A-Rich, and I went quarterback as well with Will Levis. Shout out Cody Carpentier right there, baby. Then we got the first receiver off the board, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Instead of going quarterback, I went Jahmyr Gibbs. Give me the people call him Alvin Kamara. He's a little bit short to be Alvin Kamara, but give me the guy with that skill set in this modern-day NFL. I love that. Bryce Young, the possible 101 in the NFL draft, going 107. Pretty crazy, but that's what happened, baby. Here we go. Jordan Addison at 108, Quentin Johnson at 109, Zay Flowers at 110, Kendre Miller at 111, and Zach Charbonnet at the 112. Jason, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with the first pick in round number 2?
I'm torn here. I really am.
Oh, I am, I'm torn.
This is a
You're
good.
all out of faith. Is that the
Damn,
song, right?
you are
I'm
just such
already
a good singer.
torn. All
If
day, baby. You know, and
everyone
you
watching, if you have not tuned into Trade Gods, you have to, because not only do we get a song here, of course, on the Rock Mock Draft, but we usually get a song on the Trade Gods. My man Matty can sing. He really can. He really can.
Oh.
So
I got three daughters, so I'm always singing activities. I'm always making up jingles as we go. Some have even dared to call me the White Wayne Brady. So, I got to do what I got to do. Jason, go ahead and make that pick in round number 2.
this is a tough one. This is a really tough pick. Cute. I'm just gonna go a little bit chalk here based on the player profile rankings and just give me Roshan. I like what I've seen from him. I like what we've heard out of him from the Senior Bowl. I know his combine was slightly disappointing, and I mean only. See, this is where I love our rankings, because you see, or not rankings, but just workout metrics. You see 53rd percentile 40, 64th percentile speed score, and you're just like, eh. But then you remember that this is percentile. This is against other NFL players. And 53rd percentile is still above average. We're still talking about a hyper athlete in the 50 percentiles. And this is a guy who has great size as well, at 219 pounds and 6 feet tall. I don't necessarily know if he's going to get the draft capital, but I think whatever team gets him is going to be excited. And I think that we could be talking about Roschon Johnson for a couple of years now. And I'm going to take him here. I think there might be some maybe better picks, but I kind of like the safety net that he provides. I really do.
He regardless of where he goes, he could be the type of running back that fits the mold that they like, aka like an Arizona Cardinals, where he could be a James Conner clone, or he could just be that kind of nuisance that just gets the job done, runs through people, and then just keeps chipping away at playing time and gets more and more of it. So I like Roschon. Getting him here at the 201, absolutely fantastic. Probably looking more at the end of round 1 in your 1 QB leagues, still targeting him there. Love the possibilities of Roschon. And he's one of those guys, like I said, even if he does not pop right away, he's good. He's consistent. He's going to give that team exactly what they need in the running back position, and eventually he's going to get his reps. So I like that. With the next guy, I'm taking Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver from the Tennessee Volunteers. I'm not going to lie. I was a tad disappointed with his 4.40. How can you say that? It's still 91st percentile.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to burn it up. I thought Jalen Hyatt was going to come out and run in the 4.3s, early 4.3s, not late 4.3s, early 4.3s. Nope, 4.4. It's okay. Still, it's fine. We'll see. He said he was nursing I think it was a hamstring or a back ailment at the combine. So maybe it'll get a little bit faster at his pro day. I'm sure it will. 6 foot, 176, tall, skinny. I don't really care so much about anything. I tweeted this a couple days ago. Have you ever watched the movie Men in Black? Jason, you ever seen Men in Black, the first one?
I have.
You know when Will Smith, he hunts down and he catches the alien in the opening scene?
Yeah.
Immediately gets invited to become a Men in Black. He goes to the underground layer. He goes through all the testing, and he bombs. He bombs the test. He shoots the little girl with the quantum physics book, even though his explanation's hilarious, and all how he didn't test well. He was kind of annoying. People didn't really like him in the room, but when they came to selecting him, Tommy Lee Jones' character looked and said he hunted down whatever that alien was called, and that was enough for me. And that performance against Alabama is kind of how I feel about Jalen Hyatt. The metrics might not work. The testing may not do. He might not be loved in the room. But what he did against Alabama was magnificent, and it was enough for me to want to get him on my fantasy team. So I'm going to take Jalen Hyatt at the 202, even though there are guys who are probably higher in our ranks still available, hoping one of them falls me here. So who do you got with the 203?
Yeah, and just real quickly about Hyatt. I actually wrote today. I finished it up. It's going to be published tomorrow morning, the top 5 values based on the Breakout Finder. And so, I think there might be better values, and I kind of stuck to the guiding principle of players that you would see go in the second round of rookie drafts, because I feel like, let's be honest here, if you're getting a player in the second round of a rookie draft, that's value enough. And Jalen Hyatt is one of those guys on the list. And while he did run not the most exciting 40 that we would have wanted, and shout out to Cody Carpentier for pointing this out, on his 40-yard dash, he actually tied for first among highest miles per hour reached. So dude's still fast as hell. He's the fastest person in this draft, right? And so I like it a lot. I think that there at the 202 is a good pick. For me, I'm taking another athlete here. I'm taking another athlete here, and I'm taking Tyjae Spears.
Okay. Running back. Tell me why. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the guy that Twitter's kind of put me on, but also, I mean, just seeing the Senior Bowl, seeing everything, you know, I obviously work here and see the things. I mean, we're talking about a guy, 1,581 yards last season and 21 touchdowns. Great. Absolutely fantastic. And a 91st percentile burst score. He's just a good little running back. You know, it's funny, the comp I give him, and for no reason at all, considering their different positions, is Kadarius Toney. He just reminds me of him. He really does. He's a very, very agile player, and the routes he run are just super sticky, and he makes some crazy moves that you don't see a lot from NFL players, whether that be stick the right foot out, planted into the ground, duck, and cut forward. Just like these crazy jump cuts, these crazy jukes. I just love seeing it from him, and the athleticism is just tantalizing to me. I love watching Tyjae Spears.
Spears, you know, he came in above 200 pounds. He ran his 40. His pro day. He ran the 40 in the pro day. I think it was 4.47. So sub 4.5, not bad. He's got the shake. He's got the rattle. Does he got the roll? We'll find out when that draft capital comes at the end of April. Not a bad pick. Definitely was on my radar. The next guy I'm going to select is another wide receiver. And I will have to admit, I don't have too much of an ego to admit that I've been getting more and more excited about him because of our own Cody Carpentier.
Yeah.
And that's Kayshon Boutte. I'm getting on the Boutte train. Give me the train conductor, Mr. Kayshon Boutte. Did he run a fast 40? Nope, 4.5, not great. Should he have fired his agent for letting him do the vertical in some of the testing? Yeah, he really, really should have. But I still like that breakout age, 98th percentile. He could handle over a 20% college target share. And when it's all said and done, his best comparable player is Christian Kirk. I love Christian Kirk's game, always have. If he gets to a team where they can utilize him in the same kind of way that a Christian Kirk was utilized, even in Arizona, where it was not week in and week out production, but you got your spike weeks. I love Kayshon Boutte. Love him super much. Superflex is in my mind. But I love him so much more in best ball. But even in your lineup leagues, give me Kayshon Boutte because the upside's still there. The prospect pedigree is still there. And let's face it, he's only 20 years old. Still time to kind of develop and become a really well-rounded wide receiver. So I'm taking Kayshon Boutte, the train conductor, here at the 204. Let's go, Jay. You're up with the 2.05.
Yeah, and Cody, I hope you're still listening because I want your help on attributing this to the right person. But as you know, as the people know, I run the Instagram here for the Player Profiler, and one of the reels we posted last week, and this was on Mind of Mansion. His name was Ray. I just don't remember his last name, but he's with Destination Devi.
Ray G. Yo, put some respect on my man Ray G. Ray Garvin's name, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you, Ray Garvin. And I'm gonna trust his opinion here. He said Marvin Mims is someone that we need to keep our eye on and stop letting fall. We're talking about a guy now with 94th percentile 40-yard dash, 91st percentile burst score, and just had a 1,000-yard season at Oklahoma. Obviously, nothing's going to jump at you crazy, but he performed well at the Combine, and I like the name enough. He reminds me of a better Denzel Mims, right? With a little bit of an alliteration at Marvin Mims. And, 5'9".
I didn't know you were such into the names. Now, knowing this, I will be looking through my players on the TGIF Fantasy League, and I'm gonna start sending you guys with cool names because if I can take advantage of some name trades here, I'm it.
There's some players, man, that just have like names that I want to have on my roster. Marvin Mims is one of those, and I think he's gonna end up on a good landing spot. I wish we could bring that into the equation currently, but obviously the draft hasn't happened. But I'm throwing Marvin Mims on my board, and this is the guy Ray Garvin talked about before the Combine. Even he said this is a sleeper pick and a guy who has fallen too much. because of him not meeting full expectations. But that's still a decent season at 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. It's not a great season, but it's a decent season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to take him here. It's PPR too, right? This is PPR.
It's PPR draft. Marvin Mims, Ray G's been on him. Smart guy in the space. I definitely rely on a lot of what Ray G says. He's one of the best player evaluators in the game. I'd actually put him at number 2 behind our own Cody. And I know I'm biased, but still, I think Cody's the best in the game. It's not even close. But yeah, Marvin Mims, he went through a few different quarterbacks to end his career. So did that have anything to do with it? But like you said, still put over 1K. A little bit short, but it seems to be that the short guys might stick around. We'll find out here in these next few years. So that's not a bad pick with Mr. Marvin Mims. I'm actually going to go a little crazy here. I see some names on the board that I do like, so I'm hoping a couple of them fall to me. But I want to take my number 1 tight end in the class, Michael Mayer. People have been getting all boned up for Dalton Kincaid for good reason. He's good. Luke Musgrave was fast. Darnell Washington looks like a damn power forward out there handling business. This is a good tight end class, but I still think Michael Mayer, who was the best coming into the season, still is the best in my opinion. Absolutely dominated at Notre Dame, 35.8% college dominator rating. Broke out at age 20, which is 77th percentile. Definitely a good thing to see out of your tight end. Didn't have a massive athleticism score in the class. We only ran a 4.7, but like I said, there were freaks in this class. So I still think he's going to be the best tight end. His best comparable player, Zach Ertz. Love Zach Ertz, a perennial top 5 producer. And I do think Michael Mayer gets round 1 draft capital. So even though we're not in tight end premium, give me the 6'5", 250-pound beast from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer here with the 206. Jason, anything you want to say about Mayer? And then you're up with the 2.0 Savion.
I wanted to take him. I did. And Cody points out this, I haven't drafted tight ends. There's a couple tight ends here. This is a stacked tight end class. Yeah. And so I mean, it's a great pick. It's a great pick. That's the right pick there. Can I shoot for the stars here?
You can shoot for anything except for me. Don't shoot at me. I don't know why I said that. We're states apart, but there you are. Don't do it. No.
I'm taking Israel Abanikanda.
I need to hear this reason, and if it's about the name, the show is going to promptly end at 38 minutes.
It is not about the name. I think if he had actually performed at the NFL Combine, he would have been taken in the first round. We're talking about an athlete here, and this dude is faster than Devon A-Chain and with a better frame. So I'm taking him. I like the upside here. I'm just doing a little shoot from the hips kind of upside swing here with Israel Abanikanda.
Cody Carpentier in the chat says that I drafted 2 donkeys. This is coming from a guy who routinely gets washed by me in these mocks. So whatever, bro. All right. Good pick there with Israel. I don't have a whole lot to add. He looked fast at Pitt.
Yeah.
But, with no testing, I'm not exactly sure. But at the 207, this is where you start taking some of your guys. And this is where I'm going to go with a guy, someone that all right. I'm going to let you help me out here. Chat. Okay. Everyone in the chat, get ready to let me know. Should I go with my flag player, or should I go with who I think the best available player is? Chat, I'll give you a few seconds. Let me know, who should I go with? My flag player, or do I go with the rankings, the smart pick to talk about somebody? Because I'm kind of up in the air what I want to do here. Cody just says no. That's not what I'm asking, chat. I'm asking 2 questions. It's not a yes or no. Toronto Dave says the plant the flag player. I'm going to go with Toronto Dave says, because Toronto Dave also says that he might start saying super much. Shout out to you, Dave. That's why you're my guy. Here we go. Everyone's saying flag player, so I'm going to go with my flag player. This guy was at the Senior Bowl, looked great at the Senior Bowl, got rave reviews. And I've said this on multiple mock drafts, multiple shows, but I think it needs to be repeated. He was the best special teams player there. Why does that matter? Well, when we're talking about players that go into their rookie campaign, you want guys who produce in special teams, because then they stick around, they get praised by their coach, confidence from their coaching staff, and then if they're not getting the reps for fantasy, boom, they're going to be next in line because they're already proving that they can help this team out. His best comparable player is Stephon Diggs, and that just gets me all hot and bothered. I can't even take it when I see his best comparable player. He has the breakout age in 18.4, 98th percentile, dominated in college 35%, and had a 25% college target rate, 5'11", 191. Give me all of Mr. Jaden Reed right here, right now at the 208. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I discovered this guy, but if you check out the game plan, which I highly recommend you do, that's my show that comes on Saturdays. A few weeks ago, I talked about what I like to do because I'm not a great scout. So who I hire as my scouts, and my scouts are telling me that Jaden Reed can be that dude. I'm all in on Jaden Reed. I will be trying to get him in all of my mocks, all of my rookie drafts, everywhere that I can. So give me Jaden Reed. Plus, his alma mater just had another big upset in the NCAA basketball hoops tourney. So let's go Michigan State and let's go Jaden Reed. Jason, anything you want to say about Reed before your 209?
No, I mean, I was between two players, so you make my decision easier. Jaden Reed was one of those players. Give me Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice.
This is another player on the top 5 values in tomorrow's published top 5 values based on breakout rating. And he's one of them. He's actually top 5 in the player profiler breakout ratings right now. We're talking about a guy in the 90th percentile burst score. And he went to SMU, who has produced Cole Beasley, who has produced Emmanuel Sanders. They've produced NFL-level players. We're talking about nepotism here with some Jerry Rice relation, right? And, I mean, we're talking about at the 209. I'm going to take the guy related to the best wide receiver of all time. Sure, give him to me.
Names and relations. That's going to be your team. That might have to be your team name tonight. Names and relations.
Dude, 1,355 yards and 10 touchdowns last season. At SMU, screw it. Give it to me.
He also broke Emmanuel Sanders' all-time receiving record, right? Did you say that? But he did that. He's pretty good. Definitely like what I saw there. This guy should not be available this late. There's actually a few guys in this draft that probably will be taken in most rookie formats. I don't care at all, but I'm going to take him here with the 210. Give me Josh Downs. Boy, do I love them Mighty Mouses here in my draft here when it comes to my wide receivers, but I don't care. Josh Downs is a baller. Look great with why am I drawing a blank on his name? The quarterback who's now with the Commanders. He looked good. Sam Hunt. No, that's a country singer. Shout out the hat. Sam Howell. Holy cow, that was horrific. Sam Howell, he played well with Sam Howell, and then he came back and was really, really good as Drake Mays, number 1 receiver. On his list of accomplishments, he has back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving yard seasons. He averaged just around 100 receptions each of his last 2 years. Early declare. Does the 5'9", 171 stature worry me? Like I said, it does, but if the NFL is going to allow these guys to succeed at a higher rate, that's just something we're all going to have to get used to, and that's something that we're all going to have to not shy away from. But he checks the 3 boxes that I do like to see: college dominator, college target share, and breakout age. I keep saying it because it's that damn important. Give me Josh Downs here with the 210. Jason, who are you going to make your last pick? Who are you going to take?
These running backs, man. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Devon Achane, Tank Bigsby, Zach Evans, Eric Gray. Just And Cody actually broke my pick before I could do it. But it's Charlie football. I'm taking Charlie Jones out of Purdue.
This guy is the best in the business for a reason. He could pick picks from this couch, apparently.
Yeah.
Snipe you here. I love this pick. I don't think he's going to be a perennial second-round pick in your rookie drafts, but we need to talk about these players so you listeners can kind of get a little extra something from not just talking chalk. So tell people why they need to grab Charlie Jones.
Yeah, so actually, like I've been teasing this article, man. Top 5 values. Guess who's number 1?
Is it Charlie football?
It's Charlie damn football. I mean, obviously Cody put me onto him. I'm in this space, but I like what I saw when I looked him up. I really do. And I mean, he's faster than you would expect for his size. He's a great route runner. And I don't care how old a guy is, really. I mean, you look at Kurt Warner, his first NFL snap wasn't until he was 28. So Charlie football being 25 is a non-factor to me. Yeah, we're not going to get all of the amount of years that we could get from a 21-year-old, 22-year-old prospect.
Cooper Kupp wasn't young either.
Right. Like, you can produce at 25 years old. It's stupid that we're forgetting this fact when we're talking about fantasy football here, especially here in a PPR draft. This is a guy who's going to get targets. He's going to get volume, and he's going to produce immediately. And so I'm taking him.
He was Cody's number 1 route runner at the
Yep.
combine. Looked great in the gauntlet. Looked great catching drills.
Yep.
He was faster than I think a lot of people thought. He looks like a character from the OC, a character from One Tree Hill, but he came out and he burnt it up. And if you can remember, after he ran both 40s, he looked up at the official time and was visibly pissed, which means he believes he's faster than that. So I like this. Charlie Jones will absolutely be a target of mine late in rookies. But I'm actually going to go off the beaten path. I'm going to take someone that you could probably get in your 4th and 5th round in your rookie drafts. But since we're only going 2 rounds, I'm talking about them. And if you're mad in the chat, I'm sorry that we're not talking about Devon Achane, Tank Bigsby, Zach Evans, Eric Gray, all the guys that come from the University of Mid. You can go to another show to talk about that. We're going to go a little deep here. And I only got 1 quarterback. So everyone in the chat's probably saying, he's got to go quarterback, right? He's got to be thinking Hendon Hooker, right? Nope, I am not. Matter of fact, he's not even on our big board, so I'm going to have to type my man's name in, and you can see me do that nice and slow. Tyson Badgett. Huh?
Nice.
Who is that? From Shepherd University or the University of Shepherd? I don't even know, but what I do know is my man tested well in Indianapolis. He was actually the 4th highest athleticism score according to our metrics. And his last 2 years at Shepherd, yes, it's a small school, but 5,000 passing yards, 53 touchdowns, 4,500 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, 94 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons against just 21 picks. This is the type of guy whose best comparable player is Tyler Heineke, and I think that's exactly what his career trajectory could be. Could end up being nothing for years to come. But in your Superflex leagues, you want this guy in your team. He's probably going to go to a club as their number 3 quarterback. But we've all seen how Brock Purdy made his way to the field. We've seen guys come from nowhere and get reps at the QB position. It's the most important position in all of sports. And this guy is someone that, when given an opportunity, I think he can absolutely shine, especially if he goes to a situation like the Niners, goes to a situation and backs up a team that has a high-powered offense, has weapons. All of a sudden, you could see Tyson Badgett come in and play pretty decent football in the next few years. So, no, will I be taking him in the 2nd or 3rd round in my rookie drafts? No. But I am absolutely leaving all of my drafts with Tyson in the 4th or 5th round in my Superflex leagues. There's no doubt about it. And since we're only going 2, I got to get him in to talk about him. Jason, do you have anything to say about Mr. Badgett here from Shepherd?
No, I mean, just to add on to it, Cody Carpentier, our dog, our man, released an all-Senior Bowl team, and there was 1 quarterback on that list, and his name happened to be Tyson Badgett.
Boom, ba, da, da, da. Told you I listen to my scouts, because he's the man. We talked about it. He's the man.
Yeah.
I listen to him. But, but even before I seen that at the end, at the combine, I texted him. I knew he was there. I said, you're going to have to tell me about this Tyson kid because his throws look good. He was in the first throwing group, not the star-studded one, but the one with Will Levis. And he looked good. He made the throws to the outside look easy. He had good timing with receivers he's never thrown to. I think this guy has the arm talent to stick around in the bigs. And when he gets the opportunity, he could absolutely come in and be legit as a quarterback and hold the fort. So like I said, am I taking him in the round 2 of my rookie drafts? No, but I do want him in these drafts. So let's go. I want to ask you one question before we sign off here tonight. Which guy on the board do you still love here? Who do you love? And let's leave the obvious guys, the guys that would absolutely be in conversation here. Who's someone left that you're like, you just want to talk about real quick that you like?
Can I give a laundry list real quick?
What's that mean? A lot of guys? A bunch of guys on the list?
A whole list. There's
Jason, a lot of guys Allwine.
There's a lot of guys here I really like. Trey Palmer, obviously one of them. Quick dude. Hendon Hooker, obviously. I feel like you can maybe talk about him a little bit more. I do want to talk about Kenny McIntosh. I do want to talk about him. I know.
Oh, someone saw him in person, right?
Yeah, I saw him in person, and I don't know. I mean, he was slow, but he just looked like a guy who's gonna be fine. Like, I don't like fine. Fine is where I'm leaving it at, but I just think that he's going to end up on a team and he's going to have a role. And it's not going to be a great role, but I like him. He had good hands. Mm-hmm. He looked decent enough to where I just think he's going to be able to succeed. So he's someone I'm targeting late in drafts. He really is.
Before I give my guy, I gotta, Cody's in the chat, so he says y'all gotta chill, and he's right. We've been singing his praises way too much tonight. We've been saying too many nice things for my trade, my mock trade Bessie, the guy that I go toe to toe with in these mocks all the time. So I'm gonna channel someone here. I'm gonna channel my inner Chael Sonnen, and I'm gonna say, Cody Carpentier, you absolutely suck. Bring his confidence down a little bit. So it's okay. Shut up. I'm just kidding. Had to do it.
I'm clipping that and not putting any context.
Hey, fair enough. That's good. No, someone else I want to talk about. It's a wide receiver that the more and more I kind of break him down, the more I've seen his film, the more I look at his tape from the combine. I do like what he's cut from. I do like his type of athletic profile, and that's Andre Iosivas from Princeton, 6'3", 205. But he absolutely smashes across the board in workout metrics. 85th percentile 40-yard dash, 90th percentile speed score, 88th percentile burst score, 79th percentile agility score, and a 96th percentile catch radius. His best comparable player is Denzel Mims, which I know kind of sucks, but when you remember him coming into the league from Baylor, it was Baylor, people were pretty excited about him for good reason because he was very athletic. And I know Princeton is not a premier football school. Obviously, it's a pretty good basketball school. They have 2 upsets going in the Sweet 16. But you know what? What do you want from a guy who goes to a small school? You want him to dominate. 40.5% college dominant rating, and he was the 6th most athletic receiver in this class. He was in the top 100 for all positions of this class. So in the entire school, entire class, he was in the top 100 for athleticism score. So I like me some Andre Iosivas. I will be taking him late, and I'm excited to see where he might go. He's been rumored to go as high as the 3rd round. I think that would be great draft capital and somebody that I would absolutely be looking to take late in my rookie drafts. That's going to wrap it up. So let's recap round number 2. Roschon Johnson, Jalen Hyatt, who's not a donkey, Tajay Spears, Kayshawn, the train conductor Booty, Marvin Mims, Michael Mayer, Israel Abanikanda, Jaden Reed, Rashee Rice, Jerry Rice's nephew or something, Josh Downs, Charlie Football, and Tyson Badgett. Anything you want to say before you let the listeners go for tonight? Also, make sure you plug all your stuff, Jason.
Yeah, in Superflex leagues, make sure you draft Stetson Bennett at the very, 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 very end, because he's going to be a backup for more than 3 years, and that's fine. You can handle that in Superflex leagues, and you can find me. You can find me on the Roto Underworld Instagram, player profiler Instagram at Roto Underworld. That is where I spend most of my time. And my personal Twitter is JFootballWine. I'm working on getting that off the ground, but there's a ton of stuff to do here at Player Profiler. We are growing at a massively rapid pace. I don't know if you guys have seen what's been going on everywhere along this space, but tons of stuff going on. And of course, you can tune into Wake and Take Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. You can tune into the Trade Gods, the best show on the Player Profiler Network, the best show on the Player Profiler Network, Thursdays at 8 p.m. That's Trade Gods. That's me. That's Matty. And of course, sometimes I'm in that Discord channel, that sweet, sweet Discord.
So he talked about Discord. Make sure you're joining if you're not already. Playerprofiler.com/chat. Get in that Discord. You got me, Jason, Cody, Matty, everyone from the underworld talking fantasy football all day, every day. It's the best. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Matty Kiwoom. Make sure you smash that like button on this mock draft, and make sure you follow the Player Profiler YouTube channel. We got shows coming out all day, every day. You need to get in here and get in here quick, because like Jason said, Player Profiler to the damn moon. Follow both of our Player Profiler TikToks at Player Profile and Profile_NFL. And you can check out, like Jay said, Trade Gods on Thursday, or you can check out the game plan on Monday night. Or if you're here listening live, tune in tomorrow. We got the inaugural episode 1, the premiere episode of the Players Lounge. That's me and Cody's new pod. It's gonna be fantastic. We do it in person. We chop it up about anything and everything, maybe even share a few laughs. It is fantastic. So make sure you're tuning into the Players Lounge tomorrow at 7. Check out all the good shows on the Player Profiler Network. And that's gonna wrap up the Mock Draft Live Superflex Rookie Mock PPR Let's do it. And we'll see you next time, ladies and gents. Peace.